Hey, what is going on everybody? It is Saints fan and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today I have another Watch Dogs video for you guys. So it's been about a couple of weeks since I made my last one, and in that video I asked you for some questions that you would like to be answered. Now obviously the GTA DLC just came out, so that's why this video has been pushed back a little bit. But I do have some of those questions and I'm going to try my best to answer them. So we pretty much have about only 10 days left until Watch Dogs does come out. Hopefully I will be getting this game early, but let me know in the comment section what kind of videos do you want to see on this game when it does come out. Anyway, getting into the first question we have, what do you think will be a better experience, free roam or the single player campaign? Well, I'm not sure if you're just talking about like free roam as in single player free roam, just running around doing stuff, you know, not really paying attention to the story, or if you mean multiplayer free roam. But I'm going to go ahead and say you mean single player free roam and comparing it to the story. Honestly, I think the story is going to be what makes this game. When we played it, we only got a little glimpse of the story, but it really does sound pretty cool. You're this gray hat hacker who is getting revenge for somebody killing, I think it was your niece, and you know, it seems really good. The cutscenes that we did get to see were really cool. So I definitely think the story is what is going to sell this game. But comparing it to GTA, and I know some of you guys hate when I do that, but everybody's going to compare it to GTA because it is a really similar game, so I'm going to do it as well. But comparing it to GTA free roam, it's just not as fun because it is more serious, but that has to do with just the fact that it's a serious game. It's, you know, it's not making fun of stuff like GTA does. So if you go into the game with knowing that it's going to be serious and don't be expecting a GTA copy, then I think you'll have a good time with both free roam and the story mode. The next question we have, is the map size of Chicago bigger or smaller than GTA 5? Well, the entire map compared to the entire map of GTA 5, Watch Dogs map is smaller. But if you're just going to compare the cities, now I don't think this has been officially confirmed or anything, but from just playing the game, I think that Watch Dogs City is definitely bigger than Los Santos, just the city part, not like all the mountains up north. And if it's not, it felt a lot bigger just because, you know, one of the problems with GTA, and I've said it before, you know, you see the same cars over and over again, you see the same pedestrians over and over again, and the city, it just doesn't feel alive, you know, it feels kind of dull. Where Watch Dogs, it's so much more in-depth with the city. There's like a bunch of cars spawning. Nobody looks the same. All the NPCs in the game are completely different. There's more detail to the city as well with the different, like, there's like potholes. Obviously you can hack things. There's the subway train. So there's a bunch of stuff which makes the city come alive. So, you know, if the physical size of the map isn't bigger, what's inside definitely is. Next question. A lot of people were asking me about this. Are there normal suits, like a typical black suit without a hat? And is there any sign that you might be able to wear a police uniform? So you're talking about clothes here. While I was in the clothes shop, all of the clothes, there was a bunch of them, a bunch of different options, but it was basically the same hat and mask. The coat that you wore, it changed colors. The hat and the mask changed colors a little bit, but every costume, at least when we got to play it, had both the mask and the hat on. I don't know if that was just because it was at the beginning of the game. Maybe you can unlock different attire for them, but I think that's kind of like the staple of the game. You know, the mask, the hat. I mean, heck, I even think one of the collector's edition comes with the mask. So I don't think you'll be able to change that. As for a police uniform, unless it's on like a mission, I don't think you'll be able to wear a police uniform either. Next question, what can you craft in the game? So I did mention that, and some people seem to be confused about it. If you played Assassin's Creed 4 or Assassin's Creed 3, there was a little bit of a crafting menu. Basically, you can craft like IEDs, you know, which are bombs, and it's just stuff like that. It's similar to Far Cry 3 as well. So if you played either Assassin's Creed or Far Cry, some of the later games, then that is pretty much how crafting is going to be. Next one we have, is there going to be a passive mode where you cannot be hacked? So I'm assuming you're talking about in single player. I mentioned that if you have friends, they can come into your game and try to hack you. Well, there is an option online because I know some people don't want that happening, and you can go into the options like I just said and turn that off. But I think if you turn that off, you're going to be missing some of the gameplay that sounds really cool. Another question that some people asked was, how good of a parkourist is Aiden, and will you be able to parkour in free roam? Well, yeah, you can parkour. It's not like Assassin's Creed parkour. Well, at least the last Assassin's Creed I played was Assassin's Creed 3. I never got to play the pirate one. But in that game, you know, obviously you can go up trees. Like, you can scale buildings and stuff. It's not that detailed. Like, you're not going to go up a skyscraper as Aiden. But you can, you know, vault over fences and like small roofs you can sort of get up on if you find a way, like if there's boxes and stuff. A few times there was actually some cranes that I could hack and lower down and hop in them and then push them back up with my phone to get onto roofs. So there is a level of parkouring, but it is not as detailed as Assassin's Creed if you are used to that type of parkouring. So this next question, I'm not sure if I answered it before, but can you drive boats or swim? You can do both. I don't think you can own any boats. I'm not really sure on that part though, because we never really got to see if there was like a boat garage or something. But you can swim in the game. You can't dive, I don't think, unless there's some secret dive button, but I couldn't figure it out. But yeah, they do have a lot of boats in the game that are pretty cool. Some of them were kind of fast. I actually got a taxi boat and I was messing around with that in multiplayer with Garrett when we were there. The next question, is it true that you cannot pull out a gun anytime you want? You can pull out a gun anytime you want. It was the baton that I wasn't really sure about. Like, at least the baton, when I was playing, it wasn't in my weapon wheel. Maybe I could have lost it or something. I mean, I don't know how that would have happened. But the weapons, yeah, you can pull out weapons, bombs, any of that stuff that's in your inventory at any time. Use them. The only problem, and this ties into the next question, which is, can you kill random people on the street? If you do kill those people with the guns and the bombs and stuff, your reputation is actually going to go down. And reputation seems like it's going to be a really important part of this game. If you do good things and you're sort of like a good vigilante, then the people will sort of look past some stuff that you do. They will help you. They will actually like you and appreciate what you're doing. But then again, if you're a bad vigilante and you start doing bad stuff, killing people, not following the law in certain missions, picking, you know, a bad choice, then your reputation will go down and people will call the cops if they see you. You know, your name and your face will be all over the billboards, so cops are more likely to come after you. So it definitely seems interesting, and I'm really looking forward to see how that reputation system actually works out. Next question, can you tell me, will there be free roam online with your friends? So there's actually a bunch of different online games. There is a free roam game. When we were there, I think it only said 8 players. I don't know if they'll bump that up. Hopefully they do, because 8 players is kind of low. But there is a free roam. There's also like races. There's also a game where you can play with somebody on like an iPad or a tablet. There's a bunch of different options for online gameplay. So if you are looking for that, you're going to be happy with what they have to offer. Another question that some people asked, even though I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this as well, can you fly planes? You cannot fly planes. There is a helicopter in the game, but it's only when the cops come after you, but you can't get in that helicopter, which kind of sucks. So there is no flying at all in this game. But honestly, I don't know how big of a factor that's even going to matter, because there are a lot of other stuff that you can do with the different cars and the boats and the train that goes around the entire city. So wrapping this up, one of the last questions we have, are there many buildings to enter, and what kinds of shops and items are available? When I was playing free roam, I never really went up to buildings and see if I could enter them. I would say compared to GTA 5, there are more buildings to enter. You know, I did see some coffee shops to go into. There was a bunch of bars that I went into, because the bars, they have like some of the mini games. There was also a burger shop that I went into, and I think I could buy like a burger or a soda or something, which was neat. As for houses, I know during one of the missions I went into a house, but I don't think I could have went into that house in free roam. But what you can do is get on top of buildings. Like, there's a verticality to the gameplay, which is kind of neat. And then obviously you can go into your safe houses and stuff, so if you count that. But yeah, I don't really know exactly like how many buildings you can enter or are enterable, but it definitely seemed a lot more than GTA. And then the last question I have, do you think Watch Dogs is worth buying a PS4, or are older consoles still good for the game? So coming from one of the head Watch Dogs guys, across all 5 platforms that they're selling this on, it is the same storyline, the same gameplay, the same mechanics, the same innovations, all the same missions, and the same world. Obviously, what's different is that they are scaling the dynamism and the detail of the city in the gameplay. So it's stuff like the amount of civilians on the street, the amount of cars in the street, the detail in the animation, how sophisticated some reactions are, to some of your actions. So stuff like that is scaled down, and obviously the graphics. So if you are going to want all that extra stuff, as well as, 60 frames a second, I don't think it's 1080p on the new consoles, but on PC it'll be 1080p. Then, if you want to buy a PS4, I would buy it. I wouldn't say a new console is worth it for, one game. $400, that's a lot of money just to spend on one game. So it's really up to you. If you want all that extra stuff, go for it, and if you have the money, go for it. If not, just wait. Maybe you'll get it a little bit later when it's a little bit cheaper. But that is it with this video. Let me know in the comment section again, what kind of videos do you want to see on Watch Dogs when it comes out. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video, share, subscribe, all that stuff. And as always, it's your boy Saints Fan. I'm out. Peace.